This morning, you almost threw 4 ingredients away. One of them, if you store it wrong, can grow salmonella in 72 hours. But used right, these same 4 scraps replace a $25 bottle of organic fertilizer for under $2. Today, I'll show you the microbial reason this works. The 3 myths almost everyone falls for, and the one mistake you cannot afford to make. Stay till the end. I'll tell you exactly which ingredient is the dangerous one. 3 parts. 1. Why molasses and milk work at the microbial level. 2. Busting 3 myths about coffee grounds and banana peels. 3. The $2 recipe and the 3 mistakes you can't afford to make. About 10 to 12 minutes, no padding. Most videos just say, mix it, pour it, done. But if you don't understand the mechanism, you don't know when it works. And you can fail in ways that are actually dangerous. Let's start with molasses. Molasses contains sucrose, simple sugar. Soil bacteria like Bacillus and Azotobacter feed on this sugar and give back 2 things. They convert nitrogen from the air into a form that roots can absorb. And they release organic acids that unlock the phosphorus already trapped in your soil. Your tree gets 2 major nutrients without you buying a single bag of fertilizer. But it has to be blackstrap molasses, unsulfured cane molasses. Not honey, not white sugar, not corn syrup. Wrong ingredient. Bacteria won't feed, no result. Molasses is the bacterial fuel. But your tree also needs a shield, and that one comes from your fridge. Lactic acid bacteria in milk convert lactose into a special acid, PLA, phenolactic acid. This one is 600 times stronger than regular lactic acid. It ruptures the cell membranes of fungal spores. At the same time, casein protein forms a physical layer on the leaves, blocking spores from germinating. And the calcium in the milk strengthens the plant's cell walls. University of Connecticut, 5-year trial. Milk spray cut powdery mildew by 70%. New Zealand study, Wurms Chee, 2011. Dropped from 100% infection down to under 12%. Direct data on citrus is still limited. Most of this research was done on pumpkin and apple, plants with thinner, less waxy leaves than citrus. A viewer messaged me last month after trying it on a Meyer lemon. It worked, but only after they wiped down residue every 48 hours. So if you're trying this for the first time, spray 1 branch first. Watch it for 2 weeks. And check for milky film buildup at the 48-hour mark. That's 2 ingredients down. Quick note, I break down a smart gardening mechanism like this every week. If that's your kind of thing, hit subscribe. The next 2 ingredients, most people are using them wrong without realizing it. Misconception number 1. Coffee grounds are not acidic. I know, you've heard they're great for acid-loving plants. But used coffee grounds have a pH of 6.5 to 6.8. Almost completely neutral. Source: Oregon State University Extension. What actually matters is that the nitrogen releases slowly, over 2 to 4 weeks, as microbes break it down. That's a steady drip of nitrogen, not a sudden spike. Ideal for citrus. But cap it at 10% of soil volume. A thin layer, half an inch, worked into the top 4 inches. More than that, soil EC climbs, roots get burned, and the plant can't take up water. Misconception number 2, and this is the big one. Banana peels do not trigger flowering. Citrus trees flower because of stress, cold or drought. Banana peels don't create that stress. But here's what banana peels actually do. They deliver potassium to feed flower buds that have already formed. Potassium maintains pressure in the stomata and the phloem flow. That's how you get bigger buds and firmer fruit. And root drench only. Never spray it on leaves. Banana peel extract on leaves clogs the stomata and creates a breeding ground for fungus. Soak the peels for 24 hours, take the water, pour it at the base. Now the recipe. For 1 2.5 litre batch, 2 tablespoons of whole milk powder, 2 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses, 1 tablespoon of used coffee grounds, and the water from soaking 3 banana peels, soaked 24 hours ahead. Cost under $2 per 2.5 litre batch, compared to $15 to $25 for a bottle of store-bought organic fertilizer. And because every ingredient is food grade, dogs and kids can walk into the garden the moment you finish pouring. One smart rule though. Store any leftover mix in a sealed jar in the fridge, out of reach of pets and children, and use it within 24 hours. Never leave it sitting on the counter overnight. 2 ways to use it. 1. Root drench. Dilute 50-50 with water, 250 to 500 milliliters for a small tree. 2. Foliar spray. Milk only. 100 milliliters of milk powder mixed in 1 liter of water. Early morning only. Never in the midday sun. Frequency. Every 10 to 14 days. Microbial activity peaks at week 2. After 2 complete cycles, about 3 to 4 weeks, you'll see darker leaves, fewer fungal spots, and tighter new growth. And here it is, the answer to the question I opened with. Which one is dangerous if you let it sit too long? Mistake number 1, and this is the dangerous one. Do not let the milk and molasses mix sit longer than 72 hours. USDAARS measured 350,000 colony-forming units per milliliter of salmonella after 72 hours at room temperature. Mix it. Use it the same day. Do not store it for days. Mistake number 2. More than 10% coffee grounds by soil volume. EC climbs, roots get burned. Stick to that thin half-inch layer. Mistake number 3. Spraying banana peel extract on leaves. It clogs the stomata and invites fungus. Root drench only. Always. One more time. This recipe works when you do it right. Results depend on your soil, your tree, and your weather. This is a supplement, not a cure for a tree that's already seriously sick. Quick recap. Molasses. Fuel for soil bacteria, unlocks nitrogen and phosphorus. Milk. Fungal shield. PLA 600 times stronger than lactic acid. Banana peels. feed flower buds. They don't trigger flowering. Coffee grounds. Slow-release nitrogen, not acidic. If you try this recipe, drop a comment and tell me what tree you're growing. I'll reply to as many as I can. And tell me one more thing. Are you team store-bought or team kitchen scraps? And hit like if the mechanism breakdown helped. That's what tells me to make more videos like this. This fertilizer is great, but if your soil is already dead, it won't matter. The video right next to this one shows you the ancient liquid that revives dead soil in just 14 days. Happy gardening!